Okay, so here is the bridge guy, the alleged bridge guy. And I wanted to like really sit down and take a look at images from around the internet and kind of bone up on what's out there. Because I haven't really sat down and just really analyzed the clothes and bridge guy and his face and all. And I'm going to do that. And after I do that, I might play around with some color filters or enhancers. I don't know. But if you look at these two images of Bridge Guy, one thing will be obvious. They're reversed. The sunlight on his face is reversed. It's one way on one window and reversed on the other window. And I'm using Picasa version 3. And I just stare at these images. They're not exactly in the same time frame. They're from two different frames, two different times. So the standard version we're all used to looking at has the sun to my left as I'm looking at the screen. And that's not the part of Livy's video that the other image shows. In the time, it's not in the same time frame. You can easily tell by several things, mainly the vegetation in the back. So my eyes are used to looking at the sun on the left when you're looking at the screen, and to the left, the window that's open to my left shows it reversed with the sunlight on the other side. Now, if you're used to looking at the one image, and you look at the other image with a totally, opposite, that can play tricks with your brains. But the left window to my left, I don't know, it's just different now. Now the brown thing he's got on, is that a tool belt? What is this? Is his arms here? His coat's ruffled. It doesn't fit him right at all. It's really ruffled on this side here, but it's too dark to tell. We can lighten it up or color it a little different because people's eyes are different sensitivities to different colors on the color spectrum. So start at the top. This to me looks like a camouflage hat, camouflage cap. They're saying no, it's his hair. His hair is wild and rough, but look how high it is. And I've seen people with hair like that Captain Kangaroo hair, where it comes straight out like a sprout, and you can part it right in the middle of high. But this looks like a cap to me. But come over here to the other image. It even looks, well, it's hard to say if it looks more like a cap to me in this image. There's this engineer down in Miami, Florida, that was investigating the Surfside Hotel collapse, and he was able to take pictures in a parking garage that were someone else. He enhanced someone else's pictures that were completely black. You couldn't even see any detail or anything, and he was able to enhance it and was the equivalent of making this side here look just like the sunny side. His name's Jeff something. He's got YouTube videos. There's Key and Surfside condo collapse, and you can find him with other engineers. Okay. Bridge guy's got his mouth open. Okay, look at his face. You can see a little bit of his nose. Looks like a boner nose. And his mouth here. And then you got this white stuff here, this white loop, which people swear is he's exhaling a cigarette in the cold. I, of course, tossed the idea around that it was a puppy. It was a terrier. And you can't see his tail. Why are these images? Okay, it's on this side. All right, it's messing with my brain being backwards. Some people believe this was the tail of the terrier. The dog's in here, and there's this little doggy snout. I love doggy snouts. Nice little snouts. But we're used to seeing it over here. So I don't know what this white thing is, and people have been covering it for years and years, and yeah, you've heard other people say it, but what is this? Is it a loop? Is it a piece of to tie something with? But look at his mouth. It's definitely open here. And you can almost see his face. Now, if I could lighten everything up except the sunny side of his face, we'd have something. And I haven't seen anyone that's done that yet. But to brighten it up, it'll make it so bright it just takes down, overwhelms everything. Be better to put the two sides together, like make one face out of it all. Because the other half of his face is going to look like the first half. If we got this much here, can reverse it. You can almost see his whole face in some of these different images. So, but getting back to the puppy tail, this is probably a watch, and it's might be reflecting the sunlight. I don't know what it's doing, but that's the puppy's tail, watch tail, and the belt. Where's his hand going? Is his hand? You can't really see his hand. His arms here. He's reaching for something. I used to think this was the hand here. And this is just a low-riding contractor's tool belt. You know, you keep your hammer and your pliers and your end wrench, monkey wrenches and all that other stuff. And it's lower on this side than on this side, like the old westerns. And there's junk behind his jacket. Look at these little bumps here. What is that crap? What is just weighted down? Is it a backpack turned around front ways? And his jacket's ruffled. It's like it's way too long for his arms, or he rolled his sleeve back up. You can see it better in this video, in this frame. And like I said, these were taken at 2 different times on the bridge by Libby. Shoes I can't really do much with, can't really see too much about them either. But look at his mouth over here. This part of his face, you can almost see the dark part of his face. He looks like he looks like he's inbred. It looks like his eyes are very close together. His boner nose. The cap looks more prevalent in this video, in this frame. But why would you wear a cap to someplace like that when you know you're going to fight with someone and you might lose it? Maybe that's his hair. If it is, he's got some weird thick hair. So I don't know how good you can see this. But in this frame, he's looking right at the camera. You can tell he's easily looking at it. And it's got to be his mouth hanging open. Is he smoking a cigarette? Why would you do stuff like that, smoke a cigarette at the same time? Is he holding a cigarette in his hand where it looks like his tool belt is? Or that hair, you know, I see a green cap in that hair. And his big old schnoz, and he's rolled up his sleeves already. The hand to my right looks like he's reaching in to pull something out. But that dark daggone... Where'd my mouse go? See, if you try to lighten up the dark side of his face, everything just goes into saturation and drowns it out. And everybody sees a little bit differently. He looks like an angry man. You can see his face pretty good here. I don't know if you can, because it's, you know, going through another... it's getting changed over. So what do you all think? You think that's his mouth hanging open? Is he exhaling, or is he tired from walking, or is he in the middle of talking? What is all this shit he's got? Looks like he's ready for a big old picnic. Looks like a mountain hick. Looks like he's a redhead. Actually looks like he's got a little bit of hair on his jowls. Like he hadn't shaved in a couple days. He's got that, what I can tell, he's got that inbred look to him. He's not a real big guy, he's just bloated up. Older guy, but not big. Does it look easier to work with this reverse version? With the sun on the opposite side of his face than what we're used to seeing? Is it helpful in any way? I don't know if it's my brain playing tricks on me or not, but in this frame his mouth isn't gaping as much. In the dark area I can see a little better. And if you're watching this on a mobile device or a cell phone, you're not going to really see much what I'm talking about. You got to be on a PC. You need a big monitor. Just get cozy in your home. If you're on a smartphone or iPhone or something, you're not going to see much unless you want to keep enlarging around the screen. I've just got to get it a little lighter to see the other side of his face. But like I said, if you make that lighter, you make the sunny part. Somebody with some good editing equipment needs to just cut his face in half and paste the sunny areas to each other, make it work, and then we'd have an idea what his whole face looks like. Right? And his mouth's kind of gaping. Looks like a country guy. He's definitely not under 40. If he is, he's had a hard life and he looks pretty bad, but yeah, he looks like a rugged outdoors lumberjack kind of guy. His face. I can't describe that look on his face. I've seen it before. He doesn't look like he's got any teeth. I should talk, right? He looks like he probably could be kind of toothless. That's something they should have looked into. Because to me, it looks like he might be missing a few teeth, amongst other things. Well, nobody's caught this guy yet. Everybody thinks they're on the hot trail, but no dice. No way, Jose. Bridge guy's won. Bridge person, whatever you want to call him. He's probably a guy. He looks like a guy. Of course he's a guy. And he got away with it. Coming up on 5 years. I hope people demand some answers. Law enforcement should address the public around the 5-year mark. They should take questions. They should say, hey, look, we got a tough nut to crack. We're trying. We appreciate your support. Something like that. But to go silent, to not say anything, and maybe once in a while go on a talk show. But YouTubers and Redditors, etc., be damned. We put some time into it, at least to raise awareness. You guys haven't gotten, you professionals haven't gotten any more results than we have, and that's zero, zip, zero results. So maybe that'll change at the 5 year mark. It would be real good public relations if you law enforcement people got out there and did something, but to stay quiet, you fuel the speculation, right? Okay, so anyway, my main wish and concern with these images of the bridge person are somebody needs to lighten up the dark part of his face, and I've seen it done before. Like I said with the condo down in Surfside, Miami, Florida, and lighten that up without the other side of his face, the sunny side, saturating it out. That would be good for a start. Doesn't sound like too much to ask. And I guess that's about it. All kind of things to see on Bridge Guy. Looks like a rod, metal rod in his leg or something, a peg leg, or who knows what he's got on him. It's lumpy and bumpy. Guy came prepared, but for what? I'd like to see his inventory. Wonder if he left anything behind. So y'all don't think it was committed in a barn, huh? He just carried all that stuff around out in the woods and told the girls, "Wait a minute, I gotta reach in my pocket here and get something." Or wouldn't that be kind of weird? I mean, he brought all his tools and stuff. He was planning on some major work, major destruction. You wouldn't want to find a barn for that, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out someday. Most people don't think any barn was involved, but a few do and cite some pretty good reasons. Okay. Y'all have a good one. Stu Sutclif signing off.